Hello, everyone, and welcome to this training. In this training, we're going to look at content marketing in a nutshell, how to use content marketing to generate leads and sales. So I'm Monique. I am the co-founder of Geronimo Solutions and Success with Digital. I'm super passionate about digital marketing and I love to share my knowledge. So here's what to expect with today's training. You're going to leave the room understanding, or this training, understanding the foundations of content marketing, and we'll be covering the content marketing method, the content marketing lingo, content marketing metrics as well. So let's just jump right into the method, the principles of a well-executed content marketing plan. So it's important to understand that at the end of the day, business owners only care about revenue and costs. You need to be able to tie revenue and costs to your content marketing. So content marketing really is the intersection of advertising and publishing. So here's a picture from back in the day, a gentleman reading a newspaper, and there was content, and then within the content was the advertising. So it's not a new concept. These two worlds have lived together for a very long time. So here's in a movie, Back to the Future, there was content, and then there was, advertising, product placement. And so any place you find eyeballs, you find advertising. Even in the movies, you see advertising like product placements. In any place you find eyeballs, you'll find advertising. And so the difference between content and advertising today is that many own the content and the advertising. You can own both sides of the coin. And so the ability to publish and to be able to sell your products and services alongside that content is kind of the difference between back in the day and now. And so let's look at some examples. McDonald's is a hamburger company, but they use content to sell more food. There's Cordell and Cordell, which is a family attorney law firm, and they have this site called Dad's Divorce, and it's all different articles about how men can understand the process of going through a divorce, what to be expected for, but they are, at the end of the day, lawyers, and so they promote themselves as a domestic litigation firm. And so even though they have content, they have the advertising, but it's owned. So when you look at Lowe's, Lowe's is a home improvement company, and they sell hardware and other things, but they're also publishers. And so they publish videos, articles, different kinds of things that teach people how to be able to do the projects that they're looking to do. So what do they all have in common? They're all media companies. And so media is anything that aggregates the attention of a definable market segment into a specific location at a predictable time. Because what is media? Really, media is anything that aggregates the attention of a definable market segment into a specific location at a predictable time. And so when you drive people to content, you're driving them and guiding their eyes. So let's take a look at a simple marketing funnel. At the top, people come through the top of your funnel, they become aware of you, next thing you know, they evaluate you, and then all of a sudden they're at that stage where they convert with you. People can not purchase from you if they don't know that you exist. They need to evaluate you against their competitors, and then the fun happens and the sale happens. And so this is a pretty simplified version of a sales funnel, but when it comes to a simple marketing funnel, converted into what it looks like with content marketing, this is what it looks like. And so let's take a look at the different sections of the marketing funnel. The goal at the top of the funnel is to raise awareness. It's not your blog's job to convert, it's about gaining awareness. So you need to ask yourself, what is the content's purpose? You don't just want to put out any type of content just because you need to. You really want to have a purpose behind it in terms of how later on it's going to convert people. And so let's focus at the top of the funnel for a minute. There are a bunch of types of content that you can put out at the top of the funnel. There's blog posts, social media updates, infographics, photographs, podcasts, videos, microsites, newsletters, and really a whole slew of other things. So let's look at some examples of top of funnel content. And you'll hear when it comes to content marketing, us talk about tofu, which is top of funnel, mofu, which is middle of funnel, and bofu, which is bottom of funnel. And so right now we're looking at tofu. So Whole Foods, this Whole Foods blog post generated product awareness about the fact that they carry wine. Most people wouldn't think that they do, but Whole Foods does, and so they wanted people to become aware of that and to think of picking up wine when they're going to buy their other groceries. And so this was a blog post that was 10 reasons to celebrate National Drink Wine Day. And then they talked about how they have the wine in their stores. There's also the Birchbox YouTube channel, which generates product awareness. So what they do is they create videos where there's people trying the different products that are going to come in the Birchbox that month, and then they're able to convert more people later on into subscribers because people can actually see how to use the product. So it's really educational that way. And then there's Samcart. Samcart podcast generates product awareness in the sense that they have a management and marketing podcast, the 5-Minute Marketing. And what they do is they focus on marketing and they focus on management, but the people that are going to listen to this podcast most likely own businesses and at some point will most likely need some kind of cart checkout function. And so by doing this, they're driving awareness to their product. So let's look at now, we've kind of looked at some examples of tofu. Let's go ahead and look at mofu, or middle of funnel. And so the goal in the middle of the funnel is to generate leads. We're wanting to convert the people that have come and looked at our content. Now we're wanting to convert them into leads. And so when it comes to the middle of the funnel, this is all different types of educational resources, software downloads. It could be a discount or a coupon, a survey, or even a webinar and event. And so to get leads, we need a lead magnet. And so here's some examples of middle of funnel content. There is this white paper from Cloud Margin that generates leads. It talks about thoughts for cleared swap participants. I'm not even sure what that is, but the people that do will want to download this white paper in order to be able to get that from them. Here is a discount offer from Kate Spade that generates leads. They come to the site and then all of a sudden they're given this option that if they're going to purchase, to put your email in because you can get 15% off plus free shipping on your next purchase just by signing up and becoming a lead. And so if you're not asking them to take action, you need to take that next step. If you're just blogging or podcasting, then you're probably not generating leads. And so it's important to look at how you have your content set up and how you can start generating leads from it. So there's another example. This is LASIK Info Kit from King LASIK. It's all about generating leads. And really what this ebook is, I've actually downloaded it for my own personal use before, is walking through the process of what the appointments are like, if there is anything you need to know before you go, what to expect, what is the recovery time, essentially any of the information that someone would need to know that they would do at an initial consultation. It's really in this ebook, and it's a great way to generate leads because anyone that downloads it, you know that they're interested or potentially interested in getting LASIK done. And then here's another way to generate leads is just this catalog from IKEA. If someone wants to get the catalog, then they can sign up and it'll be delivered to them via email. All right. And so we have the top of funnel, which was all about generating awareness and creating, dialogue between you and your audience. And then there we looked at middle of funnel, that's all about generating new leads. And then once you have those leads, you get to the next stage of the funnel, and that's the bottom of the funnel. And so the goal of the bottom of the funnel is all about closing sales. And so let's focus at the bottom of the funnel for a minute. What types of content would be there? And so this could be a demo, a free trial, a customer story. It could be a comparison or a spec sheet, a webinar event, or even maybe a mini class. And so here's some examples of bottom of the funnel content. This dishwasher demo from Whirlpool closes sales. What is it? It's literally a video that shows how well things can go in and come out of the dishwasher and how clean it is. But that is, if I was searching for a dishwasher and that was something that was important to me, then watching that demo is something that is actually going to close sales. So that's a piece of content that would be important to have within your content marketing mix. Next is these customer success stories from Salesforce that closes deals. And so this is a gentleman from Philips, and he's giving a testimonial about their success stories with Salesforce. And so this type of content, if someone was on the fence of using Salesforce and they were able to watch this, then there's a high likelihood that they're going to convert into a buyer. And then there's FreshBooks, showing a comparison sheet in terms of what's included at this price point after the free trial period. And it shows all of the things that you get with FreshBooks and then all the things that you don't get with QuickBooks. And so this can be a comparison sheet, can be a really good piece of content to have at the bottom of the funnel. If someone's deciding between FreshBooks or QuickBooks and they see that they get all of these things with FreshBooks that they don't with QuickBooks, then it could be a deciding factor for them to use that platform. And so content is really about assisting in the movement from one stage of the funnel to the next. And perhaps the most important tactical role that content marketing has is segmentation. And so when you take a look at this, or even this, what do you think we know about people reading these ModCloth articles at the top of the funnel? Both articles are about weddings, so most likely whoever's reading this is engaged to be married or will be married soon. What do we know about people looking at dates and rates in the middle of the funnel? Well, they're probably most likely looking to buy tickets or to register. And so what do we know about watching the Salesforce demo at the bottom of the funnel? They're most likely really taking a good hard look at how the platform works because they're seriously thinking about purchasing. And so by offering that content, it might help push them over that finish line. So wouldn't it be incredible if ModCloth could make those readers this offer, the Destination Dreamy midi dress in ivory? Right? Wouldn't it be incredible if the Cedarwood dates would then click to a register now button? Or wouldn't it be incredible if Salesforce had the videos and then at the end you could sign up for a quick guided tour? And so when it comes to marketing, there's a few things that we have. So let's look at recap the content marketing funnel. So there's different ways that people can be driven to your site, whether it's Facebook ads, YouTube, email marketing, or just organic social media posts that drives people to your blog post. At that point, they're going to get cookied. So that means that you've installed your marketing pixel on your website and you're now able to track website visitors. So you cookie them, they get re-added to your Facebook remarketing audience. Once they do that, then all of a sudden they're shown this ad to download the guide. Once they've done that, then they're taken to the landing page to download, and then from there you book in the sales call or you move them down to the next part of the funnel. So are you seeing how powerful this stuff is? All right, so now that we've kind of talked about what content marketing is, how it works, let's look at some of the different lingo that would be used by a content marketer. All right, so when you start working with your team, or even if it's just you by yourself, that's okay, but really start referring to your content as tofu, mofu, and bofu. Is the type of content that you're looking to create, is what is its purpose? Is it for the top of funnel? Is it for the middle of funnel, or even the bottom of funnel? Refer to your content as those stages, and it'll help you to understand what its content is. So let's look at some of the metrics. At the top of the funnel, you can measure traffic and social media sharing, how people are being brought to your site. In the middle of funnel, you can measure conversion rates on lead forms. And then at the bottom of the funnel, you can measure actual sales page conversions. And so those are just a few ways that you can track your tofu, mofu, bofu, and your content marketing efforts. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you. Feel free to drop a question in the Facebook group, or at our next meetup, bring your questions there. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.